Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Gonna be giving you the latest news on Moises Caicedo. So according to reports in Ecuador, Manchester United are set to miss out on Moises Caicedo. Now, talks between Man United and Independiente del Valle begun last month. And we was looking to get Moises Caicedo for around 4.5 million. And plus there would be a 20% sell-on clause included. But Independiente del Valle recently denied that we made contact over a move, and we haven't made a formal offer. And it said his transfer to Man United is a delay because of the work permit problem. Now, reports in Italy are saying that Everton are now leading the race to sign Moises Caicedo, because reportedly they've offered around 5.5 million. Independiente del Valle are demanding that. It also recently mentioned that AC Milan are looking to hijack our move, and it says that Chelsea and West Ham have been interested in him. Don't forget, Caicedo recently revealed that his favourite club is Manchester United. He is the age of 19 and he is a holding midfielder. He made his debut for Independiente del Valle around 15 months ago. And he's played around 4 times for Ecuador. But yeah, he's not going to be coming to Man United now. This is what Fabrizio Romano has said. He says Manchester United are now oriented not to sign Moises Caicedo. And then he said he's been scouted and Man United were in control of the situation because Moises' dream was to join Man United, but he's not the priority. It was never a done deal. Caicedo race is now on with many clubs involved, and you know Fabrizio Romano is very reliable. So from Man United perspective, you know this is very, very disappointing. So I just wanted to give you the news on that. But like I say, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. You obviously know the news on Jack Grealish. Now, Man United could sign Jack Grealish, but only if we sell Paul Pogba. Aston Villa want around £90 million at least for Jack Grealish. Don't forget, last summer, Villa wanted £80 million for Jack Grealish, and that valuation put us off. And we also had element of concerns about where he would fit in the team. Now, after the Villa game, when we beat them 2-1, it said that Solskjaer spoke with Jack Grealish. And reflecting on that, some of our fans were speculating that he could be on his way to Manchester United. Most of the time now, Grealish plays on that left-hand side for Villa. Back in September, he signed a 5-year contract with them. And up until this point, he spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. You know the news on Erling Haaland. I'm very, very sceptical that Man United will sign him this year. But I think he's expected to leave next year when his £68 million release clause becomes active. Now, I said it was a shame we missed out on Erling Haaland in January of last year because it would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing, and Solskjaer knows the player well because Solskjaer was the one that gave Haaland his debut at just the age of 16 at Molde. And in December 2019, Solskjaer and Woodward went to meet up with Haaland to discuss a possible move to Man United. But anyway, Dortmund got Haaland. they only paid £17 million for him, and he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2024. Jadon Sancho, I don't see us getting him in this January transfer window. I think if he leaves Dortmund, it will be in the summer. Fabrizio Romano recently spoken about Sancho, and he said he's likely to leave in the summer. It says Liverpool have recently been the favourites to sign him, and Chelsea have recently reignited their interest. Borussia Dortmund's CEO recently said that Sancho has struggled this season because he was expected to join Man United last summer. He made an admission earlier on this season, Sancho, saying it has been hard. He was our number one priority target last summer. Borussia Dortmund wanted £108 million, and obviously that valuation put us off. But he said a few times during the summer that the personal terms had been agreed and the agent fees had been agreed. Even a contract had been agreed, but we couldn't come to an agreement on an actual fee. So that was a stumbling block. Dortmund made it clear that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline. This is Sancho's 4th season at Dortmund. Analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he has been very, very consistent. Dortmund paid just £8 million for him from Man City. He has got a contract with Dortmund until 2022, or is it 2023? And don't forget, we was willing to offer him that number 7 shirt, but we believe we can get him for less than £100 million this year. And you obviously know the news on Max Aarons. But we're not expected to have a busy January transfer window. This transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And I said Solskjaer does deserve more backing at the club, and Woodward has said he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And he's come out several times to support Solskjaer, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. The board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years, and this is the main reason why a lot of Man United fans have been demanding the board out. Like I said to you though, our board have a soft stance on Solskjaer. The main explanation is because he is a club legend. Now, disregarding being a club legend, the board would be more ruthless, or a lot more ruthless on him, should I say. But, you know, Solskjaer has said that obviously we need to make a few more signings if we are to be title contenders. Solskjaer recently held talks with 6 players that he wants to get rid of in this January transfer window. Because we're obviously going to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings. I think, you know, we're going to get rid of Lingard. We're going to get rid of Jones. We're going to get rid of Rojo. We're going to get rid of Sergio Romero. I think Ighalo will leave. His loan expires on the 31st of January at the end of this month. I think we'll loan Daniel James out. And I think we'll also loan Brandon Williams out. And obviously more players will leave Man United in the summer. You know, I'm actually not sure what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer budget is for this transfer window. But like I updated you recently, Solskjaer's been let down in the transfer window yet again. Now, like I've said to you, there is good players at Manchester United. I think Marcus Rashford, he's a very, very good player. He's actually one of our best players, is Rashford. He's really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era because he does get good runs in behind. His finishing's good and he scores goals. Sometimes we play Rashford out wide and sometimes we play him centrally, but I think we need to keep him out wide because that's where he's more effective. Marcus Rashford has been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. I think obviously Edison Cavani is a very good player. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career as Edison Cavani. He's obviously got 1 game to serve and then he will be back. Not so long ago, Solskjaer did say that Edison Cavani is definitely a starter. And he says that we're already looking to extend his contract. And Solskjaer revealed the first thing that Edison Cavani asked when he came in, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. We got him on a free transfer on deadline day in the summer. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. And I said when we got Cavani, he will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, I think Martial's good and he's really rejuvenated himself recently. You know, he's proven to be more clinical in front of goal. Martial wasn't that good though earlier on in the season. He was out of form and he wasn't being clinical enough in front of goal. Don't forget Anthony Martial had that 3-match suspension in the Premier League because he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. Martial was very good last season and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's been at the club now for over 5 years. Sometimes he plays out wide and sometimes he plays centrally, but yeah. You know, I think Solskjaer gave him that number 9 shirt last season. Mason Greenwood's also a very, very good player. He did come on against City recently, but he hasn't been playing a lot of football recently, hasn't he? Has he? Solskjaer's been defending him a lot this season. Don't forget earlier on in the season he had personal issues. He also was out with injury at one point, and in one point he was out with illness. This is his 2nd season in our senior squad. We give Mason Greenwood that number 11 shirt at the start of this season. Bruno Fernandes, he's also an exceptional player. He's the best player we've got and he's the best signing we've certainly made since Sir Alex Ferguson left. I think Fernandes has been at Man United now almost a year. Won Player of the Month for December. He's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. But he has made the difference in the team and he predominantly plays in that number 10. Fernandes was disappointed that we didn't win a trophy last season because he said he came to Manchester to win trophies. Donny van de Beek, he's also a good player. That's when he plays. Like I've said to you before, he seldom starts in the Premier League. He's only started 2 league games and that was against West Ham and Southampton. Solskjaer has said that he'll have to wait for his chance at Man United, but he insists that Donny van de Beek has got a bright future. And he tips Donny van de Beek to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at the club. Now, like I updated you this morning, Ronald de Boer has urged Donny van de Beek to leave in this January window, so it boosts his chances for the Euros. Donny van de Beek came on with like 2 or 3 minutes to go against City and reflects on that. A lot of Man United fans were infuriated. We got Donny van de Beek in a deal worth £40 million. We paid £35 million up front for him and there was £5 million in add-ons. You know, he can play in like 3 different roles. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. He can play as a number 10 and you can also put him out wide. Corriere dello Sport, which is an Italian publication, they recently said that Inter Milan are looking to get him on loan. And it said Christian Eriksen could be part of the deal. But we've been tentatively linked with Eriksen. But Man United won't get Eriksen anyway. I've got to give Paul Pogba a lot of credit because he's done very, very well recently. I think also Fred's very, very good. He's had good games this season where he's shown good attacking intent and his defensive contributions being good. I just think Fred needs to read his game better. He's been at the club now a few years. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. I think Scott McTominay, he's a good player when he wants to be. Certainly his best game in a Manchester United shirt was the 6-2 win against Leeds a few weeks ago, because McTominay scored twice and he also got an assist in that game. Was it just after the first lockdown last year? McTominay signed a 5-year contract with the club. I think Luke Shaw's also a very good left back. Luke Shaw's enjoyed a pretty good career at Man United. He's been at the club now over 6 years. Got him from Southampton back in 2014 for £30 million. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he's injury prone. I think Alex Telles is also pretty good. He's had a couple of bad games since he came in. But I like the way Alex Telles gets forward and he gets in good positions and he puts good crosses into the box. We got him in a deal worth £15.4 million from Porto. I think Harry Maguire is good and he's really rejuvenated himself, because don't forget, before the start of the season he had that incident in Greece. Harry Maguire wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for though. You know, he is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and he is our current captain. I think Eric Bailly is a very, very good centre-half. My only element of concern about him is that he's injury-prone, Eric Bailly. He started our last 4 games prior to the game against City. I think Wan-Bissaka's a good right-back. My only element of concern about Wan-Bissaka is his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. But Wan-Bissaka can get in good positions and he can put good crosses into the box. He scored 1 goal for Manchester United, and that was in the 4-1 win against Newcastle. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Palace in the summer of 2019. I also think that David De Gea is getting back to his best, like I've mentioned on my recent videos. David De Gea has been a long servant at the club. This is now his 10th season at Man United. He's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Obviously, he's won everything domestically at the football club as well. I said he will remain our number 1 for this season. I've also been very impressed with Dean Henderson as well when he's played. I think at some point Dean Henderson will become our number 1. And even Juan Mata, he's done well in the games he has played in this season. So you can say we've got a lot of good players in our team. By the way, like I've said to you, there's 3 trophies that Man United can pursue now this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can win the Europa League. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We haven't won a trophy for just over 4 years. And that's not good enough, is it? And I'm sure if we win a trophy, you know, it will lift more pressure off Solskjaer. But I've already said to you, if we finish in the top 4, the top 3 this season and we win a trophy, I think that will represent a very, very good season for Man United and that will give us something to build on. Now, we are certainly in the title race, like I've said. You know, Solskjaer said not so long ago that we're not in the title races yet, but He said if we are challenging in March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. He says we need to improve to challenge for the title anyway. We haven't won. It's about time we won the Premier League anyway, because we haven't won it since 2013. Like I've said, I'm very sceptical we'll win it this season, but I think maybe next season we could win it, or maybe the season after. But it certainly would be remarkable if we did win the Premier League title. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager for just over 2 years. And like I said, reflecting how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learned quite a bit. There's still things he needs to learn, though, on the job. Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can emulate into a top-level manager? Like I've said, my concern about him is his decision-making, because he has made mistakes in games and that's obviously cost us. And you can say he hasn't got that proven pedigree as a manager. Hasn't really won he won a couple of Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. But, to say Solskjaer's not a top-level manager, you can say he has done a pretty good job, to be honest with you. He does deserve some credit. He's got us joint top of the Premier League table. If we beat Burnley on the 12th, we'll go 3 points clear at the top. If we beat Liverpool, we'll go 6 points clear at the top, and then we will have a cushion. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. We know that's not enough. We wanted to get to the final. We lost 2-0 to Man City in the semi-final, and Solskjaer gave his perception on that game, and he was honest. He said Man United weren't good enough, didn't have enough big chances. He says we are getting closer. He said Manchester City are the best team in England. City have reached their 4th consecutive League Cup final, and it's our fourth semi-final defeat in a row under Ole, because we lost 3 semi-finals last season, didn't we? We've got to give him credit for what he did last season in his first full season at the club. He has brought some good signings in. And these some games where he has showed tactical flexibility, and we are unbeaten in our last 10 league games. We've done very, very well away from home in the Premier League this season. We've not lost away from home yet in the Premier League this season. But like I say, I hope that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a success at Manchester United. And, with how good we have been in recent months, my perception started to change on Solskjaer. But like I said earlier on in the season, I was very, very critical of him. And, I was demanding him out of the football club. But yeah, I think Solskjaer will still be Man United manager at the end of this season. He'll probably be given another season at the club. If he is, that will be his 3rd full season at Man United. If we are to be winless in our next 4 or 5 games, then the pressure will mount up on him again. You can say there's quite a few times at Man United where he was lucky not to be sacked, because we have enjoyed bad results under him, but we've also enjoyed good results as well. So, in a way, his tenure has been up and down. But even managers at the top level go through bad periods. Klopp's going through a pretty bad period at the moment. We appointed Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. And Solskjaer's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We have made mistakes. Or should I say, quite a lot of mistakes since Ferguson left. And that's one of the main reasons why we have been so inconsistent. Now, I think Obviously, Ferguson made a mistake by bringing Moises in, but that's the only mistake Ferguson made. There's players we've brought in since Ferguson left who haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. Yes, we did make a mistake by giving Solskjaer the job permanently. But, you know, these things just happen. You know what I mean? But we adore Solskjaer. You know, whether his managerial tenure works out or not, we'll always still love him. You know what I mean? Obviously, Watford's tomorrow night in the FA Cup third round. I've already given you my preview for the game. I've recently given you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, and I give you my starting 11 prediction. Like I said, Solskjaer's going to make a lot of rotation in the squad, and he's obviously going to rest players. Like I updated you on my press conference reaction, Solskjaer's confirmed that Odi Nagalo will be involved tomorrow, so he'll be reuniting with his former club. He's also said that Sergio Romero and Marcus Rojo are free to leave in this January window. He says the contracts expire at the end of the season, but their contracts won't be getting extended. He also mentioned Amad Diallo Traore. He was asked about, you know, is he excited about him being here and all of that. Obviously mentions that he hasn't been in the training group. It was official yesterday that we got Amad Diallo Traore. Well, we actually signed him in October, didn't we, last year? We got him in a deal worth £37 million. You know, we paid 19 million up front and there's 18 million in add-ons. And Diallo Traore signed a 4.5 year contract with Man United with an option of a further year. Don't forget, Atlanta wanted him back on loan for the remainder of the season, but we rejected that offer. I'm not too sure if he's going to immediately get into the first team or he's going to go into the under-23s and work his way into the first team. Like I say, Solskjaer also mentioned COVID. He said the COVID-19 outbreak is frightening for other Premier League clubs. And you know the news on Facundo Pellistri. He recently got tested positive for COVID-19. We should be beating Watford tomorrow night. If we do, we are into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Like I've said to you, Watford got relegated from the Premier League last season. They are now in the Championship and they are sitting sixth. Their current manager is Cisco. He was recently appointed in. Was it last month? Watford sacked Vladimir Ivic. I thought he was still their manager, but I heard recently that they sacked him. And they had Nigel Pearson at one point, and he was with Watford for quite a while. Like I said, we've played Watford in the FA Cup on 6 previous occasions. The most recent was April 2007, when we beat them 4-1 in the semi-final. Yeah, but we need to bounce back from that 2-0 loss against Man City. Despite us being inconsistent since Ferguson left, you know, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. You know, fantastic history behind us, you know, an ecstatic stadium. And like I've already said to you already, no manager at Man United or no manager in general is going to replicate Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy. So we've got to expect that. We've got to accept that aspect. But if you put the stats into circulation now, you can say Solskjaer's the best manager since Ferguson. He's certainly a much better manager than David Moyes was. You know, has Solskjaer recently been bringing the good times back to Man United? But yeah. But if we sat Solskjaer, it won't be now, but if we did, you know, in the foreseeable or whenever, you know, it wouldn't really solve much, would it? Because we're not known as a sacking club, you know, despite the fact that we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left. So there you go. So anyway guys, there'll be more videos coming up tomorrow. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.